Welcome everybody to our therapist talks, our live therapist talk with Blerina Beganji, who we are going to chat to today about her business with bioenergy, the Dawson program, theta healing, and all of the different areas that she works in. So Blerina, I'm delighted to have you here and thank you so much for joining us. So these therapist talks are really where we get to know our graduates who have become therapists, who have opened a business or expanded their own business, and we hear about their background, their full story, and how they've gotten on with their therapies, their successes with their clients. So very excited to share this time with you, Blerina, and hear all about you what you've done with your business and with your energy healing therapies. So Helen O'Flynn is my name. I'm the managing director with the Bioenergy Academy of Dublin. And I'm going to hand over to you, Blerina, actually, just to let you do your own full introduction, if that's okay.
Perfect. Thanks very much for having me, Helen. My name is Blerina Beganji. I'm of Albanian nationality and I've been living in Ireland for more than 10 years now. I'm the founder of Blerina Bioenergy Holistic Therapies and Wellbeing, and I help mostly women and children feel happy, healthy, and in balance. And the way I achieve this is through releasing physical, emotional, and toxic shock from their system, and then looking at their epigenetics, genetics, residual energies, and a lot more. I see my clients in person in my therapy room, and I'm based in County Galway in Cropwell. And I also work with clients from all over the world through remotely through Zoom or WhatsApp or any other platform that we agree in between each other.
Okay, amazing, amazing. And Blerina, can you just talk about how you came to this work? How you came to the Dawson program is something that we're focusing on this evening as well, but I know there's other therapies that you practice as well. So how did you come to energy healing? How did you find out about it? You know, what was going on in your life that led you over to it? Just to talk to us a little bit about your background to help us get to know you a little bit more on that side as well, if that's okay.
Perfect. My background is in medical science. So I've been graduated as a medical scientist back in 2012. And in 2022, I got pregnant with my child. And that's when I got very interested into energy healing. I had somehow been introduced a little bit to energy healing earlier when I had my spiritual awakening in 2018, and I had kind of like tried a little bit of breath work and other modalities, but fully that I came interested into the energy healing was mostly after I crashed, literally when I got pregnant, and I got hospitalized at 10 weeks pregnant. And it's then when I realized that whatever I had been doing and whatever, let's say, I'd put under the rug had come to the surface, and I needed to look after myself. And that's where I really focused into healing myself, and I found different modalities to help myself and mostly bring my nervous system back in balance. And then when my child was born, that's when I got in contact with you yourself to study bioenergy. That was 2.5 months postpartum. Everyone thought it was madness. And at the time, I was also running another business in food industry, and that's where I realized that I couldn't go the way I was going. And when I got pregnant, it was as like a wake-up call to, let's say, stand in my power. I realized that I had burned out myself. What I was doing wasn't in alignment with me and my energy. And I knew I didn't want to go back. So I said to myself, either you're truly going to get trained into something that you really love and it's going to come and stand true to your heart, or you go back to your own business, because the business was amazing. It was like great income coming in. So for me to walk away from it, I truly had to stand in my own truth and whatever my heart desires. And I truly knew that that was energy healing. So we got introduced together, and I got started training as a bioenergy therapist, as I mentioned, 2.5 months postpartum. And then before I even finished that, we started a Dawson program and sound therapy towards the end of the first course. And as that finished, I trained again as a theta healer. So it's been an amazing journey, but it's been felt like running, but a good run, an amazing run.
Yeah. And I always remember with your work, you went so deep so fast with the work. It came very naturally to you as soon as you started doing it. And you did. You rolled from one program into the next, into the next. But the results that you've got with your clients, your case study clients that you worked on, even in the training, you obviously have your own clients now and your own business set up. But I always remember that you were getting such strong and deep results for them very quickly. And there was a huge amount of information coming through to you when you were doing
Yeah.
this work, with the structure that you were using, that you were taught within the program as well, which is amazing. And what attracted you to I suppose, the Dawson program specifically, and the sound therapy that is?
I suppose I was playing around with different instruments, and somehow my intuition was guiding me into some sort of sound, but I didn't really necessarily knew what specifically. I always loved drums, but I never got to play them. And I got a tongue drum, but I lost interest really quick on it. So then I was like, maybe this is the one that is actually for me. We got onto a workshop that you were doing, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. My intuition was so strong, and it said, yeah, just do it. And I was in the middle of it all anyway, so why not continue? So it was amazing. And at the start, I didn't really not that understand, but because I was in the middle of it with a young baby, with running another business, still studying another course, and then getting into another course, it was intense, and it was like my hands were full.
Yeah.
So I didn't really grasp at the start of how amazing the program itself is, and how wonderful the sounds are, and what a transformation they give. It was later on, where it was like 2 months into the program, where I really got to see the benefits from the Dawson program. I was away visiting my parents. We lost 2 family members within a period of 1 week, and to have used the sounds for my parents to support them, it was amazing. Like, my father had 3 days after the first loss, he got a very severe chest infection, and my mother was struggling with headaches and back pain, and tightness on her chest, and all things that are related to loss and sadness and pain. And I remember I sat down, I said to my mom, let's just do this session. And I asked my father if he would be up to receive a session as well. And they both agreed. And I sat down with them. Their faces after the session was amazing. And to see them a lot lighter and happier, even though we were in the midst of the grief, it was fantastic. And that's when I actually dived deep into the Dawson program.
Yeah. And it's such a gift, whatever about working with this for ourselves and even our clients, if we want to work in it, not everybody wants to work in it, but if you do, but to be able to give this back to our family members, um, is very special. It's amazing, you know, really
Yeah,
is.
and the benefits are fantastic. Like, this was back in February. My father hasn't had a chest infection in almost 10 months now. And I was recently talking to my mother and just got into chat about it. Um, and she said, I've never felt as light in the middle of the pain. And that's all we want, just to support.
Yeah, yeah. But it's amazing, and you've been amazing. You've been an amazing support to them, obviously, as well. When you've talked there, I know you were juggling a lot of balls as you've done all of this training as well. And a lot of students come into class and they have children with them if it suits their situation as well, which is fine. Fine, there's always flexibility there with that as well. And you've managed to set a business up within all of this as well. So can you talk a little bit about setting your business up, how that's gone for you, how you found it? You're sitting in your beautiful therapy room, your new therapy room there as well, which looks fantastic. I love your lighting in it as well. It looks so relaxing and inviting. So any insights or information that you'd like to share around setting your business up and how that's been for you?
Um, I remember the first day we got into the class on the first training with bioenergy. You asked a question saying who's doing this training for themselves and family, and who's doing this training to offer it to others as well and set up a business. And put my hand up. I was very intentional and I was very clear from the very start that it'd be amazing to use this, of course, for myself, but it would be even more amazing to share it with others. And because from the very first day doing this work, I felt at home. It was as a I was remembering a knowledge that it felt like I'd done this all my life for thousands of years, and I was just remembering it over and over again. And I truly felt from my heart that I have to give this. I have to share this with others. And I was very clear that once I'm finished with all the trainings, I am going to set a business into the holistics. And what was it, a year and a half after all the trainings, I um was living in a different house. There wasn't much space there, so I was still seeing friends and family into the apartment. But then I rented a therapy room elsewhere, and even though all the guidance was like no, but sure, I wasn't patient enough. But then almost 3 months ago now, we moved into a new house, and it was perfect. The moment I saw the house, I made all the plans, I saw the room, and I did all the layout. And I said to the landlord, he hadn't even said to us, yeah, you're going to get the house. But I said to the landlord, you don't need to put any furniture in here. I said, because this is going to be my therapy room. So I manifested it as soon as I stepped foot in this house. And honestly, it's been easy. It's been such a flow, and it's been easy. There hasn't been any obstacles. I set my therapy room. I spread the word that here I am, ready to receive clients. And yeah, it's just been easy. It's been such a flow with me, and I love talking about it. And that's the thing. I really love talking about it and share, and in a way raise awareness, and not necessarily so that they can become my clients, but just to raise awareness, just to tell and people in general that there is another way to look at your health, your body, your mental health, your emotional well-being, and all of that. So it's just been amazing.
And I know something that you're very diligent and consistent with is something that, I promote a lot within our programs as well, on the energy hygiene side of things as well, clearing your energy, protecting your energy, grounding your energy, and also, you know, with conversations that we have a lot within our classes as well is around what's in alignment for you, what's true for you, what is of value for you, all that side of it, that we know what's in energetic alignment for us. And I know you are very consistent with how you check those things as well. So when you say that your business has been easy and there's been flow and that type of thing there, that comes from doing the work as well. That you know that what you're doing is in alignment so that you don't get the resistance, as you take new steps and move forward as well. So there's, kudos to you for doing that, that way putting that work in as well in those areas, because it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does make an absolute difference. And I notice it when I'm very consistent, and I notice when I slip a little bit, I can notice the difference. And I also notice it with, like, even with the clients and when I work with them, and especially if they're mothers and they have children next to them. You've trained us amazingly well, and when I clear their own energy, of course, of the person that I'm working with, but as a practice, I also clear the energy of the child, and I protect them separate from the mother, and so the energy is not tangled with each other, and the energy of the space they're in. Even the mothers tell me after the session, "What did you do?" Like, this child was so calm and so easy to handle the whole session. Like, it's just amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it's brilliant. And so Blerina has set up her own business, and we'll share the link into the comments below later on for Blerina's businesses, and her links on social media, on Facebook and on Instagram as well. So you have a really beautiful and amazing marketing presence on your social media pages. The energy is beautiful that comes through in your posts. So where do you get your inspiration from to do this? Because on the other side of it, it looks like it just comes very naturally from you. It's flawless, it's beautiful. So where does all of that inspiration come from to manage that so well?
Um, a lot from the heart center. A lot comes from the heart. Um, and as I said, because I feel so much at home with all these therapies, and I also have a deep understanding of the human body because of the medical science that I've done, and now adding the energetics to it, it just makes it a lot easier for me to combine the both of them and talk about different topics. But most of it comes from my client. It comes from the cases I work with. It's what happens in the therapy room. That's where the inspiration comes. Something that they would say after the sessions or before the sessions. And when I get to explain to them all the connections and why they're feeling, and when we tap into the energy of it and find out the root cause and why it's been there, and then how it needs to be heard, that's where all the inspiration comes from. It's them coming to me doing the work, and then they fuel me to spread it to the rest of the world.
And just even, I suppose, leading on from that as well, when you mention about the rest of the world even, you work in person, obviously in Galway and Prockwell as well, and remotely. Everybody, we're teaching in live online classes, so everybody gets to learn to work remotely and in person, which is amazing because people can access you from so many different places as well. But the clients that you've worked with, because I know, like, we've, say that we're in contact quite a bit, and I know that you get amazing results with clients that you're working with now, and your work is very deep. So are there any client stories that you'd like to share from your Dawson program work or from other energy work that you've done as well, that you'd like to, bring forward?
Yeah, thank you very much. There's been amazing results with every single client that has come in, and but there is one particular one that it's very close to my heart. It's my very first client. So and he's a child, came came to me about 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago, um, and was is autistic and he was nonverbal. So within 2 sessions, the child started saying doing more sounds and saying more words and singing and verbalizing a lot more through singing. And the mother is being so happy and the child is so happy. And after every session, she's like, I don't know what magic you do, but the child sleeps through the night and he's so relaxed and he's so happy. And because he was nonverbal, um, he was also having difficulty going to school. Um, so we looked into that as well and the difficulties that was having in the school and if there was any energies, because we work with the residual energies as well, and if there was any energies in the school impacting the child, and if there was any chats around the child that was impacting him. And um, once we cleared all of that, the child is happy at school, is starting to say a lot more words, and yeah, it's fantastic.
Amazing.
Just
And that's how many
being
sessions of the Dawson program did you do there?
I've worked only on Dawson program with the child, and he's done 4 sessions so far. And the
Okay.
more sessions he does, the more verbally he gets. And but now the sessions are getting, because the work is deeper, they're getting a bit more distant. At the start, it was like every 2 weeks, and then every 3 weeks, and every 4 weeks. So now it needs 5 weeks in between the sessions.
So absolutely amazing. And any other client stories that you'd like to talk about where you've had successes with clients or the experience that you've had with clients?
Yeah, I seem to have been attracted with the Dawson program. A lot of people with in the autistic spectrum, and especially also with ADHD.
Okay.
And I had this lady come in with ADHD, and we had one session, and she felt amazing after that. On the second session, there was a huge release for her, and the work went quite deep really fast. And when she came in for the third session, she said, I haven't had this amount of headspace in a very long time. She was like, I haven't been able to get up from the bed, energized, and have the headspace to tackle the day. So I, I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just to give that bit of, not bit, but a lot to the client to be able to function on their everyday. And I know that from my own experience with my partner, because he also struggles with ADHD, and the results for him as well have been amazing.
Yeah.
Just to be able to function normally day to day.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And I suppose with, some of the areas you're talking about, just to let people know within the Dawson program, some of the work that we look at is brain hemisphere integration, which can impact negatively in these areas that that Blerina is talking about as well, that we're mentioning. And it's looking at the underlying reasons why that integration is not fully there for someone. It's different for everybody. But the structure, you follow the structures and processes within the Dawson program, and it leads us down the path of where that, because it's an imbalance for somebody, where that imbalance has come from. And then once that rebalance or integration is brought back in for somebody, it brings the outcomes that that balance can bring in whatever shape or form that takes for somebody. And these things manifest differently for different people. So it's all about the outcomes that somebody is looking for themselves, to bring the optimum balance back to their life and their highest and greatest good. And that takes different shapes and forms for everyone. So it's amazing just getting any positive feedback from clients that they're on the path they want to be on with their health and well-being. That's really all we can ask for it, when we work with clients, which is
Absolutely.
amazing as well. So you touched on this a little bit at the beginning as well. So what drives you to do this work? Where does the passion come from? It comes from a different place for everybody. So for you, where does that come from?
It's a very interesting question. It comes from the heart, Helen. It
Yeah.
all comes from the heart. Um, it comes from a beautiful place where you just want to see people well. You just want to see them healthy. You want to see them in balance. And for me, I pay a lot of attention, even when I give feedback to my clients. I spend time explaining to them the energy systems, the energy fields, um, and emotions and emotional shock and toxic shock and physical shock and how that impacts our body. And um, I try for them to understand that there is more than just flesh. So I think to bring that awareness, that drives me so much to let people know that there is a lot more going on and that you have so much choices and that the health is actually in your own hands. You just need to take that first step to be introduced to the healed frequency for you
Yeah.
to move towards a well-being. And yeah, that's it.
We can have so much more control over our health and well-being than we realize, and we can do so many things in a small and big way for our own systems and for the others that we support around us as well with these treatments. It's just knowing where the balance is in our system on a day-to-day basis makes a massive, and being able to do something about it if it's out of balance makes such a massive, massive difference. So has training in the Dawson program or the other treatments that you do as well changed anything for you personally regarding your own self-care, your own well-being, that side of things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's changed the self-care. Um, it also it's given me so many tools that I can use day to day in different places, no matter where I am. Either that is you feel overwhelmed or you're stressed or you're feeling anxious. You got so many tools. Like the portfolio of the tools for self-help is amazing. Um, and then with the Dawson program, we also have the 28 minutes that we play every week as maintenance for ourselves. And it's also, for me, it's been a huge shift on how I receive the world and how I show myself into the world. And especially when there is things happening around me. I always say it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, around me. So the first thing is, because the awareness is expanded so much, the first thing for me is, first of all, why is this being shown to me? And how am I responding to this? What is being triggered in me? What do I need to learn? What do I need to release? And then, why is this person showing up? Is this something in relation to me, or can I mark this as a learned lesson and be like, you're not here for me. I got nothing to do with you. Um, and also, it also gives us a lot of tools to help our family members. Only today I was helping my partner unhook and disconnect from another family member. So it's just amazing, amazing.
And being able to tune into what needs to be done, knowing what needs to be
Yeah,
done as well. Yeah,
absolutely.
amazing, amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It just
So,
becomes your second nature. Not second nature, but it actually becomes your nature. You get so in tune with everything that it's impossible not to pick into things.
and it's life skills, really, isn't it? It's skills for life, and not just skills for being a therapist, skills that we use in our daily lives on a moment-to-moment basis. as well. You know,
Absolutely.
we don't save them all up for a special session. It's just get them out there, use them for our benefits, and then educate our clients in that as well.
Yeah.
Educate our family members, our friends, you know, who are interested in it as well with this. So, what's the dream? What's next for you? What's the vision? What are your hopes and dreams for the chapters ahead, the time ahead?
At the moment, I'm taking one step at a time,
Yeah.
but the dreams, I've always wanted to travel the world. So the dream is to be able to travel the world while carrying the therapist and the clients with me. Um, the dream is to hopefully create a team of um, therapists where we could team up together and help and support as many as we can.
Amazing.
And it's not clear right now, but it's coming through bit by bit. And I'm making contacts with people that I've trained before in another program. So we hope that will happen, and maybe hopefully it'll start with my own country, and hopefully we will spread everywhere in the world.
Amazing. Amazing. So beautiful. And you know, you're a young fledgling business as well, and you've done so much so fast, you know, and I'm always super impressed by what you juggled as you went through the course. Like lots of people, everyone has their own journey of what they're juggling as they go through this learning as well. It's creating space in life. You know, I remember even when I've trained in different things, it's just creating space, carving out the space. Just I'm just going to do it if we want it. If it's you know heart if our heart is feeling it. But you did so amazing, you know, and I feel like your child is even a little mini graduate. They've gone through so much in the classes as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He was he grew with the language and the therapist on the background, and he was in the therapy room today as I was setting up, and he sat on my chair. He took my notebook, he took the pen, and then he grabbed the pendulum, and I was like, okay, you're in the right steps.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, yeah. He loves coming up here. He loves it.
It shows it's such an inviting, beautiful space that you've created. It's amazing. And it's the energy, you can see the energy so clear and it's beautiful, you know. Okay, so Blerina, thank you so much for taking the time out and doing this Therapist Talks live series with us as well, this interview with us as well. So for everybody, it's Blerina Bioenergy, Holistic Therapies and Wellbeing. I'll pop the links into the comments below for Blerina's business as well. So like and follow and share and connect with Blerina, either in person or for remote sessions as well. Her therapies are amazing. Her sessions are amazing. And it's been so lovely to hear your story and your background. And thank you for so openly sharing as well, Blerina. I'm wishing you every success with your time ahead and all the dreams that you have with your work.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, Ellen. And you've been amazing, and you've created an amazing support system for every single person that got graduated from the Bioenergy Academy of Dublin. And I'm very grateful to you and to everyone that is involved into your group. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Sure. I'm delighted that we've crossed paths and you've got to where you've got and you're fulfilling your dreams with it. You know, it's amazing. So we're very grateful and thank you too. You know.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll see you soon. And that's it for Blerina today. And like and share into the comments and connect with Blerina. Thanks, Blerina. It's been so beautiful to do it with you.